आते हैं, शायद वो एक्सटेंड करना चाहते थे इस फाइट में ईस्टर्न साइड से, इस फाइट को अवॉइड करने के लिए, बट आई थिंक लूप्स के पास तो हिल एडवांटेज है, आप कहीं भी जाएं लूप्स को पाएंगे। नॉकआउट्स निकाले, शायद नॉक एंड थर्स दिया, फाल्कन्स के प्लेयर्स को पकड़ा जाता है रोटेशन के टाइम पे, वहीं पर राफिना स्पॉट करेंगे गोल कोड को, एंड आई थिंक इट्स डन फॉर 9ZG। जो टॉप पोजीशन आईसी को आगे जाकर अब शायद जीएस से फाइट लेना पड़ेगी आदि।
जीएस से फाइट लेना पड़ेगी। एंड दूसरी चीज ये है कि सर्कल, अगर अगला सर्कल पूरा वेस्टर्न चला जाता है एक हार्ड शिप,
much locked in here.
Alpha Gaming, again, it's a situation where they need to be really cautious on this sport. It's just not favorable terrain to play. Be very careful of which fights you take and which fights you don't. Shot from Igor, at least. Another nice nade over towards Neilzada.
And we'll look to connect with the rest of it. The Bucky run. Taking shots out the way for Dorin, and the Wolves keep themselves alive as 3. They have lost Baton, but they do a lot of damage to loops. And that might actually allow APG to Rafinha, though, and that is going to be a bit difficult against Wolves.
And I don't think it's happening. I think Alter Ego's got some really good sightlines onto this. Also, I really like the Alter Ego's currently massively committing to their 2-2 splits. The other looks to refrag and or cover the angle so the other player can crawl away. So they're being very safe about it at this point in time. I do like the splits. Don't get me wrong. I do like the splits that Alter Ego is making, and they are very successful at times. But I also appreciate now they're being a little bit more for a super massive position just off towards their eastern side, because that is going to be the big roadblock for them in the future.
It is going to be a real difficult hurdle to cross. Go actually clashing on the sidelines here, and Go and Alter Ego. Well, Alter Ego already took down Gen G. Now it's Goat's turn to defend their podium. They've already dropped that smoke out as well, out wide, and it's unlikely that Inner Circle could go for this flush, given that they only have 1 player standing. He's on half.
This is really taking a downward trend today. It's still not bad at 77 points right now. Noki not able to pull out a clutch either, sadly. And GS slowly move on the point. I think that's a smart move from GS.
Ooh, Snape and Rosemary both taking the shots over towards Kamikaze. And that's actually Papa Supermassive losing. Oh, they just lost one. Okay. It was APG that went down there, as well as actually the last player. Gazi especially. This is go time. Alter Ego up to 9 elims. They want to add 4 more, but Krypton goes down for the first. Alva around the side can't get the refrag there. It's Snape who does it, and Alva now moving on in. 2 players swept aside from Papa Supermassive.
Not anymore. Reject finds that Apollo with a long-winded run out off towards the western side, able to catch him. And that is an important off angle there for Alter Ego, now removed. So it is just the 3v2 now. And we'll find it! Nico! With almost the 1v4 there. What an incredible push from him. A Hail Mary in the darkest hour.
A guiding light of Nico for Papa Supermassive.
Just ridiculous maneuvers coming through from Papa Supermassive.
Against Alter Ego as well. No pushover over team. They're feeling hot today. And it's just, I mean, that was absolutely incredible that he was able to get that push across, play chaos in the smoke. The shotgun shells just landing. Reject, they do also have an opportunity here. You talked about OG before, but I think this is potentially also Reject's time to try and make the most of it. Unfortunately, though, they are getting cut out of the circle in the next.
I'm not mad at all at D+ for holding this position. You have to gamble on that high ground if you hold it. Sadly, the circle doesn't come their way. So the best they can do is continue to use this high ground to clear out position. But again, for them, a chicken dinner means quite a lot to them. They also get gifted a loot crate. So now's the time.
Ooh, Apollo nearly finding Milo there. Repositions, wants a little bit better of an angle, but Pubg sent out his way as well. Shot number penned in towards the fight. Nico, let's see what more he's got in the pocket. I mean, it's up to Igor to take him down. Can he find the challenge? Not successfully for the first. The shotgun is still there. Sprays it into the dirt, but forces Igor out wide, and that's the shutdown he was looking for. Nico will go no further.
Yeah, it's a great...
Reject have lost 3 of their players very, very quickly. OG, you're right, flexing out down towards these hilltops, towards this mountain. Next circle coming through as well. They're clearing out their flanks, and another team is fallen now. It's just Sarah. That's even safer for OG on this southwest edge. Can they keep this one rolling?
They're right on the edge, and probably the next circle is got them out. They have to hope for a western shift on this one if they want to stay alive. There's still wolves over towards that north side, GS as well, but D+ is
away from them, and they have to choose a target. Favian will likely stay up here for as long as he can to try and open that path, to keep that scouting going their way. And that information flow, very, very important when you make these sorts of moves. Favian takes a lot of damage, and my action rather behind the vehicle burnout. I will stay quiet. D+ probably don't know about this. Fabian, I don't think he spotted this. Chips is completely unaware. Falcon could be a big entity in this fight. D+ in danger, and they don't even know it.
likely just going to sit this one out and not take shots because GS don't have angles on this. D+ can immediately turn. Maybe when this happens, though.
Ooh, those players down on the hillside look mighty tasty as points earnings potential for Falcons, but no, it's discipline. Over the ridgeline, and GS might just be done and dusted. A nade up high, goes long, but he's forced forwards. I think they spotted that one. Chips looking to put that final nade in the cook. Oh, again, just a little bit too long.
See, this is a problem right now for OG.
That pickup, though, onto Fabian is huge for Ralph.
Out.
GS, his final moments, actually was able to take down Fabian, and they're not going to go back up for him. They can't. They don't have the time. That sightline's gone. And
done for. He knows he's done for. Just got the P90 as well, which is sort of unfortunate for him. But we'll go down. And here's Wolves looking to clean out the rest of the lobby. Very low elim.
Oh,
but
you're going to do it.
Pick up the chicken dinner.
Oh, surely he looks back out this way at some point. Oh, Ursel back behind the vehicle, looking for the laydown. Ralph patient here. The question is it the right decision? Lose against Ralph. I mean, they don't know about him, but he's actually not that dangerous, it seems. Nolbu's still stepping up. There's a spray down onto Wolves. Nolbu's so low, and Wolves low as well. This is the time, surely, for Ralph to step up. He's got to go for this player from Wolves alive. It's Coops to deal with. But they haven't got that many points, Blank. They've got 6 elims, sure, but a 7 elim chicken dinner, that's fairly low. A win's a win, though, and you will take it. It's Coops who managed to get the res. Dying out into the blue zone. They're denying here, Blank. They don't want a game, but it's a win.
It is a win. They get a lot of circle look there. Stay towards one building. Flex out towards the end diver. Like you say, it's a low elim game. That should draw them out of the bottom 5, though. That's really all that matters, right?
I mean, that's the main game for them at the moment. You're right. Wolves, I mean, they took a solid fight. They took an interesting engagement. I do still question like 2 elims there. Maybe I think he profited what, like 3 or 4 points off of that. I think it's a coin toss. I'm not sure, but either way, OG rises to the top. Take a chicken dinner finally.
Stage. Good to see Team India finally put their mark on the board here, because man, they were really behind here. It's definitely going to be a good boost for them, but you can see on the reaction of their face, a lot more work to do here, Max.
Yeah, and lucky for them, no crashes on their compact position pretty much for free the entirety of this game. Good to see. And also Wolves engage in that fight. The elimination feed lights up. They're like, that's the prime time. And we were screaming it. Please, orangutan, do. And they did. The timing was, and you can see it. Actually, there's no way. That's all the damage they took this game. Only 67 damage for the entire.
On that north side, those ridges provide cover that you're able to just actually move up, take a little control without being seen too much. So a real for OG to take as well. But you're totally right. It was a very more worried about rejects and D plus Kia in the north and the east. But overall, some really good stuff for these teams, and OG able to use the timing appropriately, push through, and actually get what's nice to actually see them do something here.
Yeah, good to see at least some cheeky third parties from a distance trying to snatch a few eliminations here and there, so they were definitely trying to stay in the conversation. By the way, we've seen Ultra. Looking back at this one, it was fighting against a player of Nico, Papadas, super massive Blaze, were involved in that fight. And that was a great clutch that we're going to be seeing happen normally in just a few seconds in these highlights. But Ratoboy happened there, but that was not the right call.
Oh, it made me sick. I'm not gonna lie. I saw Igor and Baton do like this car rotation, and it just the first thing, the guys are just doing too much here, right? If they would just play together like time, but you know what? You sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes you're blessed. And for me, looking on the other end, right? For OG, look at their reactions when they won this one. This game was a gift for them. How you utilize that.
On the western side, then to the 2 split. They did get taken initially, but I did like to do some zone, which is what I always want.
Yeah, really good terrain knowledge from Wolves. I was really happy the way they were transitioning. The pushes themselves, I'm a little bit, I'm uncertain how they were executed. A little bit topsy-turvy from them, but definitely earlier today where they lose players upon rotation. But that trigger discipline, Hot Jukes, was so clutch there to just overwhelm D+ at the right time and extra placement points.
There, and he was able to take out D+ Kia and also sneak one of those points away from the Wolves right there. ACOP ends up on top here for the MVP for this match for 2 eliminations. I want to be transparent for the way I look right now. Just to have the hurdle of getting a win is so difficult. I can't stress it enough. They finally broken it, right? It was a gift game, but the thing is that I hope it really just pushes rather than just like, oh, let's go and get these last 2 eliminations. And that allowed Wolves to deny the point here, Max. You can see them, they're in 12th place now, right? So there is 9-point difference between them and the Falcons. So they could definitely
get follow-up performances off the back of that win. Otherwise, you're still going to remain in that bottom 5. That is going to be their main focal point for day number 3. They're looking at the top of the rankings. Gen.G dropping down in a circle. Unfortunately, been dropping down quite a bit throughout the entirety of today. It's point threshold here, catching up to APG. They are still slipping, not getting too many points.
Place 44 points, right? Now look at them, 82 points game here in the last day of today, or the last game of today rather. They're looking really good for a top 3 finish tomorrow.
What a comeback.
Totally possible. Yeah, I mean, I love Ralph, right? His sneakiness toward this game. So far on the day, they've only put up 15 points, Max, man. What happened to this squad?
Unfortunately, since the first 2 games of day 1, not much has been happening for them. It's cool when you see a solo being able to redeem points. So like Reyes, when all his teammates were eliminated, he got 5 points, which, no, great. Congrats to him and Raul, for example. But is that not going to cut it? Reyes is a top tier player from the Americas region. If you don't have backup, unfortunately, there's only
those initial rotations, because I think what we're seeing here is they're getting picked off one by one as they make those rotations in the early game. And I want to say that's because they're up a rotation or rotate slightly differently, then that means these teams are getting just taken out really early. And I don't think they're taking advantage of their players to actually go
team. Looking back at their position, they had a very clear path to success this game. Or you send it north onto Wolves, or you try and crash onto GS team. And they got so hesitant right now, Pchura, where they just seen GS team and D+, and they just get completely sandwiched between those 2 teams. I want to see Go understand sometimes you just got to go for those Hail Mary plays, go for a crash, because eventually if you play passive, other teams are going to abuse
D plus Kia on top of them, then they're probably not going to get shot at all. They're probably fairly safe, but it just was not the case in this circle. There was just too many players, too many angles on all sides. And so, yeah, it was not the eliminations first day. Been very quiet today. I would just love to see them on the same time maybe have been more aggressive onto GOAT. We saw them splitting on that eastern side onto the beach area. I would have loved to see them maybe be in circles.
Well, for Inner Circle, actually, they had 62 points after day 1. So far today, if my math is correct, they've only got 15 points.
Yeah, it's really tough. And this is the thing, is that we're seeing these top 3 get crazy. You got GOAT currently in that 3rd place spot, that golden ticket with 95.
Game of the day, I'm gonna say Falcons.
Oh, okay. Max?
Ooh. I'm gonna go Reject. We saw a little bit more presence.
They're gonna make it into the last stand stage. Blake, John Allen, who do you think needs to win this last game of Miramar?
Is a strong word, but I mean, if you want to talk about need, right, it's Team Secret or Reject. If they want any chance of anything happening in terms of their standings, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Honestly, the team I think needs...
It has been a bit stagnant from APG over to date. And like we keep saying, you know, the teams are absolutely gunning all those top 3 spots. A freebie into the finals, absolutely ruined just by the circles, in which case you don't make it through. This game is mostly tactical and favors good that just comes into where the circles lie.
I mean, that's why we play these match sets, right? Rather than just having one game and done. We'll see if they can turn things around, if they can make things work for them. As teams start to hit the ground, hopefully they can do so running. We will look to try and push across. At the moment, the circle very open. Not too much really to worry about for a lot of our team.
They don't quite make it out of the right now for OG, so they need another strong game, as well as Falcons and Loops to not do so well. But we checked back in with them, see what they had to say.
Aru, pretty much a free win, I would say. You guys got a total of just 67 damage on you guys that you had to heal. But what I want to do is I want to illness.
So in the previous days and events, but 2 teams pushed us and we just threw the chicken dinner. So for this game, our #1 priority was to convert that chicken dinner back, because that was super important for us to get that momentum back and to show our natural game.
I love that, and I love that you kind of explain as to why you weren't able to get that many eliminations. And it is at this point, I mean, now with this win, you put yourself in contention to at least be within the top 11. You're currently 11.
So with this team, I am currently in. I have never placed below 7th in any LAN official. So yeah, matlab, pretty much this was our worst performance by far. So there's no going down.
Brother, and I wish you the best. I'm hoping that you guys at least make it to last chance. Back to you guys.
There you go. Some insight into OG's thinking there. I think one of the most they can stick to it, stick to their guns, and keep things going. OG obviously having that chicken dinner. It's interesting that they were saying, right, be more elimination focused in towards these games. Maybe they got that too in their minds. Maybe they got too in their heads about that. It is definitely possible.
Well, I think that the two sort of talked about as well during that game that it was certainly felt like they weren't trying to ever make a mistake in that match, and that and I think that's a great thing for a team to have. But yeah, I think now that they place themselves in a position where they feel slightly safer, where they can start to flex out a little bit more, which there is a possibility for it.
Definitely is. I mean, at the moment, we're watching GS as well, who are looking to chase up neck and neck with OG at the moment. They've taken on the 4v4 Kings themselves, and they've come out looking pretty good here for GS. They have been able to find 2. Yeah, they're going to be playing on with 2, the first 2 players to go down. So a nice little hop up there for GS, and maybe a confidence booster to be able to do that against, as we've been saying time and time again, the 4v4 Kings. Go.
Yeah, I mean, Go have been playing extremely well. They were pretty split, though. That's a little bit of an overzealous play from Go to try and go for that one. That comes with having a good day and also pretty much winning every single fight that they've placed themselves in. So you do get, I would say, overconfident there. After you could play in that region, you didn't have to try and take those concretes away from GS in the first place.
Not necessary, no. It's although they have done quite a lot today. We have seen missteps from a couple of points, tip themselves up over that 100-point mark today. I mean, definitely catching up towards APG, who started so far ahead of everyone else. They're in that uncomfortable position of wandering at the moment. 30 points. Yeah, it's not going to be enough, is it? Loops with an outpost out their way. Actually, Loops in an interesting split right now on the hills to the north of Picado and all the way out west. Or maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe not. We head straight down towards Power Grid and Picado. Around that area down towards South Picado, it's a little bit difficult to play in, where it's quite open area. I think IC gets a decent spot off the background towards Power Grid you've got to work with on the north side, and just this kind of not so easy area just to the north of Chumacera that you're playing around, which is in that valley. A strong spot come stage 3, stage 4.
Pepper Supermassive trying to find themselves a strong spot, rolling over the hills. They found themselves OG. So can OG, in terms of the damage, is that third party? I think it is as well, coming through from inner circle. As Falak has the angle, has to turn away though as Kamikaze.
Papa Supermassive. But they will end up in an okay, certainly possible, and I don't think Papa Supermassive is too bothered about them holding that position either. Playing this one, I think this is a little bit of chance, and then
a game that will be expounded upon in the next few stages. You're right. I think quite safe. It is about setting yourself up for zone 4, for zone 5. That's where teams are going to be looking towards. APG, they're out to the southwest of Picado, and at the moment, they're winning a fight against Gen G, something they haven't been able to do for quite a while, will be noted. Circle goes up towards the north side there, and again, up towards those hills, those really high ground plateaus to the north of Picado.
got access both to the low ground and the high ground playing on this eastern edge. But not only that, because the circle shifts so hard over towards the northeast side of San Martin, they're fine. In the meantime, though, Alter Ego coming up against D3S and the GS squad.
There with them. Icon, I don't even think you realize what's happening, for the rest of Alter Ego are pouring in through the windows. A waterfall of chaos descends upon GS. They hold Rosemary in the palm of their hand right now as they step in. SO may be concerned about getting the flush, but no, they turn their attention to Krypton, to Snape. It's a different GS. They're winning these fights.
Pretty hilarious that GS wins the fight versus the second squad in the lobby and the third squad in the lobby. So pretty dominant performance here right now from GS. I mean, they're a strong. That building's hard to push into as well. There's a lot of areas to avoid the nades. Rosemary, I think that tactic of jumping over the top side and not even spotting the team underneath, the player underneath, is just, it's a little bit wild, in my opinion. Fantastic stuff.
Hey, you know, 50-point average per day. That should be enough, Black. I mean, that should be enough to see you into top 3. That's what we were talking about, getting over 140 points, around thereabouts, getting up to 150. Starts to see it get a little bit safer, but the question is, what are other teams? And it is going to get very uncomfortable towards the top of those tables if they stay neck and neck like this. But if all 3 of them keep accelerating like this as well, over and ahead of D+, then none of them have anything to worry about.
No active way, John. I think you look at day 1 for D+ Kia versus today, it's a dramatic improvement, like actually dramatic improvement. Circle shifts over towards the north side again. 9ZG just living La Vida Loca right now. Ricardo trying to hold out some semblance of a position on this south side, but guys, I don't know if you've realized yet, but let's take a rain check. The circle's not down here anymore.
Gonna have to leave. Gonna have to skedaddle. Get out of town right now for Gen G. They've lost a position that he's taken a look up towards. There's really nowhere to go that is uncontested, so they just have to choose a fight at this point, I think. Maybe head towards D+, find a straggler or 2.
Hodju just rang me. It means it's a massive catch-up. And tomorrow it will make a very volatile leaderboard off the back of that if some of these teams are able to put up a decent performance. The Falcons, realizing now that OG is catching up, now need to put on a bit of a show here. But Koa's already down and there's no
Falcons down to 1 player alive. Narvalo's nowhere to be seen near this engagement. Wolves will be able to get back up to 3, confirm these points as well, and they will stay alive on 3 elims. Wolves, one of those middle pack teams, so keeping all your players alive now, pretty important. It's all up to Narvalo.
A lot of times, because I think in international tournaments and tournaments in general, he gets the most playtime out of anyone on his team, purely because he's usually left as the last player alive to try and solo things out. We'll see how decent survival, but with 15 teams still being in, there's a lot of squads that need to be chewed through before he starts to even earn placement points.
Team Secret trying to crash up towards teams, stay in these apartment blocks and really can't get out effectively. We've seen teams move into this position now late into the game, and the same story seems to be true here, Blank. I mean, OG, if they can hop out the side and get away, I feel like it might be the way to go. AKOP tries to hop around. Teammate back up. Aru will be denied, and the crossing is cut through. Gen G winning out this fight.
There is a nade sent down, but nothing found as Kamikaze will just enter the fray there. Finds a good shot, and Babra Supermassive happy to pick up the pieces. Fireman's carry back into the circle.
The blue zone stopped. I think they just got some cover, yeah. They've found that cutoff, as you say, on the blue zone. West side starting to heat up, Blank. It's crazy. They've only got 3 players, though. Team Secret about to have a lot fewer as D+ roll up on them. Oh, they're swept aside, and their tournament's done, I think, at this point. 18 points on 2 days. They're out. There's no way.
Yeah, I'm not too interested in that fight. The fights are so... They are uninteresting, because I think most of the time Team Secret does just fall over. It feels really bad to say it, honestly. Those players aren't bad either. That's the thing. That's what's most frustrating about it.
Yeah, final shot to get the knock, but they're up to the rocks, and that's the first step. Get those reses. Okay, not even going to do that. Just going to send straight into the vehicle and see how much further they can go along the sidelines. Nico not in cover. Are they going to get this res? I mean, Kamikaze's still down in the spot.
Yeah, this is always a death sentence for so many teams. Yeah. Otherwise, you get held out like this. It's so awkward. This run up the hill again. As soon as IC sets themselves up, and IC wasn't already looking this way. But yeah, nice shot from Favian. Goodness me.
All right. Okay. I feel like This is, I mean, sorry, I don't feel like this is the second time that Papa Supermassive have done this kind of thing today, right? Tested, and I mean, it's not favorable. We want more from them, and sure, they got the flashy plays. At the moment, that's only a 7th place situation.
Okay.
APG clashing with Loops. Okay, this west side has been heating up for a while. It's reached boiling point, and Loops cannot stand it.
I think Reject might be able to pick some points off the back of this, unless APG goes crazy. Nice, well done. And Aiken takes a hell of a lot of damage too. All right, you know, never back a cornered animal.
Just one player now trying to make the move across the way. How many players have APG got? I think they've got at least 3, maybe even all 4 there, if they can get these reses coming on through. So, okay, 3 players covered off behind that ridge. The fact that APG got 3 here, this is nuts.
It's such a facepalm moment from Tiamba. Complete lack of respect of angles and of the map and geometry of the day.
Did D+ just roll up all in the same vehicle and spray down Falak from 3 different angles? I'm pretty sure they did. That's pretty nasty. Favian, though, did get pulled out behind, and I don't think they're going to be able to go back and get him, which is not ideal for D+. Reject are hearing all these gunshots.
Blasted Tiamba early. I think they did fine. They're good. They're good to go.
Yeah, true.
For D+, this rotate was interesting. It was interesting. I think Favian is most likely down there. It was aggressive. 3 knocks from this position already.
Have they spotted the player drop in? I think not quite. That nade around the corner tags on a lot of damage. Falak's beneath them. His Chip's aware. I don't know if they spotted the player who slid down. That's going to be left down below, though, and Osal wins finally coming through. I think that will be, yeah, Favian just picked up on the flush. They know that they need the points where they can get them. And try to chase D+ on the tables as well. There's 2 points in it.
This has been... Yeah, I know. I saw that as well, and I chose not to comment on it. Yeah, but that shot from GS was... Yeah, I don't know. I want to say the north side of the map is...
Yeah, this route out of Picardo has been fraught with danger. I think that's the last player of Reject getting eliminated. No, they are down to 1, but players from Falcons still going. Just the 1 player, not Valor. Remember, he's pretty dead center in this minute. Chips just fell to full damage on the far side. They are pretty isolated off, though, from IC for the time being, so it may be resable.
PG do have the high ground to work with. Players inside the concretes too. That high ground is very useful to hold on to for APG too. You mentioned at the very start of the game that you wanted to see Alpha Gaming get themselves a win. 8 elims on side for IC as well.
I mean, for deep couple of eliminations here and there, it can...
I see. It's pretty smart.
Oh, yeah, very clever.
No, he just nades himself again and then... No.
Well, I mean, you've seen Narvalo. Well, we'll see if he's able.
It's whoever can shoot whoever first. Towards GS.
Surely. Oh,
no, that building is actually extremely hard to nade because of this wall right here.
Yeah, they just need to plant one in the corner. Nice. Might be able to take shots out their way. APG looking to keep the corral on towards inner circle. T24 hops out, Reefus is straight through. The last player for Falcons, Narvalo's still there, but finally 9Z get across, and maybe they'll be able to take it. He's down in the dirt, but with the US.
8 minutes on the survival time, gets the knock onto Remix as well. That's a cruel angle. Real pixel peek coming through from Narvalo. No way! Looks for another.
That 11th place bubble spot right now. Was that another one? 9Z are out. Oh my god. Oh my goodness me. No one's not going.
Narvalo knocked Doc, by the way, with a really good position to play from as well.
Drop down. I don't think APG can get down from here. Can't do anything about it though, even with an MG3. APG closed down the day. They do get a chicken dinner, but this has been...
Boys better thank Top for being who he is as a player. Genuinely, there is some insane plays. I mean, there was a bit of Reefer supremacy during that game as well towards the concretes, but form every other game for APG. Very well played to him there. Also for D+, the day has been incredible. What a performance from them. And we also can't count Narvalo single-handedly taking on the boys.
Its top stood strong atop the mountain.
Man, what was that game?
जन इधर बंदे आते हैं हमने जो है और अभी साथ
Okay.
नंबर 3 असलम أسندل مخي سوي مخي سوي هذيك ما عرفت لقيها أنا ومخي نعرف ناشين تدوش في لوت كان يقولوا خارج جي كندور كي مضبوط ناشين كندور كي بساونا كي جي برو جي برو ये आप ऊपर बैठो वेट करो इधर बैठो ऊपर चढ़ो ऊपर चढ़ो ऊपर चढ़ो आप लाइव हो आप लाइव हो वेट करो चेक करते सब्सक्राइब फौरन डालोगे मैं अगर आप सच कह रहे हो अपनी पब्लिक ब्रो वेट करो वेट
अब कैमरा
ये से बुरो
बस
नंबर 4 इसका बंद है
ओह हैकर
Watch out.
इधर भी है बस इधर से हमारा कसम दवा छुटके फुल कवर नहीं फुल कवर
नंबर 4 ब्रो जी वेरी नाइस
नस्ते बेको कसम दवा बरला सुजो कम द बर्नर
मरजा इब साम प्लेयर नि ना बेना बिजुकिन जिरनि पेगड दिमाग पेगड ला जुत वक्त दो का पेगड ला सा वक्त दो का
I got supplies.
मेरे पास एक बंदा उस घोड़ा लेके इधर आ जाओ ब्रो लूट जरूरी लूट में जो है रेस भी लेंगे फाइट भी लेंगे लूट भी करेंगे ऐसे मत हरकत खदो भी हो क्या कौन तपे बना पता जब के पर नहीं बना का नदी बुड़ में S12 के दलाल कमरे की 7 खाली जान गया इसमें जो है लूट
There's an ambush. Play it safe.
اول ما سكوب ما سكوب
कोप हां केना कावल अभी मैं जा नहीं सकता मेरा ये मसला है कि मेरा जो ना पबजी का पैकेज इधर से मैं जो निकलता हूँ ना एक भी जो है ना किसी चीज में रिसर्च करता हूँ मैं सीधा लॉबी से हाँ कसम से भाई मुझे आने में भी 2 साल लगे गया तो मुझे एंटर भी नहीं करेंगे बिल्कुल
I got supplies.
लेते इसको छोड़ो, दूसरा मिल जाएगा। हमने इधर की, उसके बाद
ये लोकेशन कहाँ लगा है? देखो खुद, देखो लोकेशन,
हाँ इधर
लोकेशन
की
देखो उधर लगा है।
तो वो उधर से इधर गए ना, फिर इधर आ गए। हाँ एम
आपने इसको कहाँ बेच दिया ब्रदर यार?
मेरे पास खुद और डांट पड़े और चाहिए तो दे देगा। तो शायद स्कोप तो मिल जाएगा तुमसे, मुझे स्कोप नहीं मिला।
फॉर खुदा के लिए छोड़िए वो यूट्यूब यूट्यूब।
ब्रो मैंने सब कुछ छोटा लिखा था, आपने जो पहले मैसेज किया था मैंने उसमें छोटा लिखा था। असम कोई अच्छी लोकेशन पकड़ो।
गुरु प्ले ये है लास्ट है।
हाँ ठीक है, वो असम कोई अच्छी लोकेशन इस जगह में। फिलहाल ये दो घर पकड़ो, ये दो घर पे मैंने मार पहले आते भूतनी के क्या चीज हो। तुमने 3 दफा इधर चक्कर लगाया, तेरे ज़हन में अभी तक नहीं बैठती। दिमाग आन रखो आन।
मुझे स्कोप चाहिए, स्कोप।
रेडाट है गुजारा करो।
फिर यही पर
Aim
है।
up.
एटेक्स नंबर 4 को मिल गया शायद।
शायद भाईजान
I need a scope.
किधर है?
कसम से के पास भी
I
स्कोप
need
नहीं
a
मिल रहा है।
scope.
स्कोप नहीं मिल रहा है, को भी नहीं मिल रहा है। मेरे पास 2 रेडाट है, वो चाहिए तो दे देता हूँ। 2 रेडाट मेरे पास है और आप लोगों को भी नहीं मिल रहा है कुछ।
I got
और
supplies.
पेट्रोल ले लो,
I
किसको
got
चाहिए और
supplies.
फिलहाल बैग में डालो जिसके बैग में जगह है।
क्या चीज? मेरा बिग में था।
पेट्रोल 1 है इसके शायद, क्या बोले
नहीं इसको फिर मैं
कम का चीज अल्टीमेट में। बस अभी फाइट लग गई है, ये फाइट वाले बंदे रह गए। बोटों को जो है ना दफा कर दिया।
Marked a location.
यार एकेएम से तो ये यूज ये 100 गुना चाहिए।
गेम की पेरेमो जिन खत्म नहीं हुई। हाँ उधर दूर फाइट चल रही है, ये नहीं मिल रहा है। ओ
मेरा टुकड़ुक घोड़ा
उधर था ना, तो उस पे आओ जल्दी। नहीं जाना नहीं है ब्रो, बहुत गंदी पड़ेगी यार। असम क्या बोलते हो,
Watch
ये
out.
ऊपर जगह ना ले ले यार, थोड़ा फाइट भी लेंगे ना, टीपी मिल जाएगी। तो जी भाई अभी स्कोप भी नहीं, अभी फाइट लो उधर लंदन। स्मोक करो इसका बचाना जरूरी है। आसे
Okay,
वेट करो,
got
आ
it.
रहे नहीं मरोगे।
इसने मेरा ये नहीं बड़ी वाली गाड़ी यहाँ।
आसिम लूट जरूरी है, लूट बहुत जरूरी है। आगे स्मोक करते से ये लूट जरूरी है। लालच अच्छी चीज नहीं है, मुझे 4 मिल गया बस। थोड़ी एमो ले लो बस।
I got supplies.
मादर
निकलो,
बल्ब
बस छोड़ो, बाहर निकलो इधर आओ, बाहर निकलो बस। क्या मुसीबत
Awesome.
बनाई है, भूतनी के रिफ्लेक्स पढ़ो यार। आसिम इसको जो पड़े है ना, कसम से किसी में भी दोबारा उंगली नहीं करेगा ये बंदा, कसम का करके तो किसी में भी उंगली नहीं करेगा। इस तरह
भोसड़ी
पड़े
वाला था
मेरे
सारा
सारे स्मोक जो है ना आपने मेरे जाया कर दिए। सही है, मेरे सारे स्मोक जाया कर दिए। मैं इस हेलो जोन नहीं करोगे इतने जल्दी। इधर जल्दी करो।
आमिर बिल्कुल आमिर मेरे
मैं
पास
बगी लेता हूँ, आप निकलो। हाँ निकलो
Full speed ahead. Let's go.
यार आप भी
जल्दी
कसम
जाओ
से
जल्दी
क्या
जाओ जल्दी जाओ चल जाओ, हाथ लगाओ नहीं मुश्किल है, चलो
हाथ लगाने से गुजर गया वो सीन। तू किट
मैंने बोल भी दिया कि किट नहीं है।
और इधर ध्यान रखो, वेट करो, मैं जरा किट लगाता हूँ पहले। थोड़ी गाड़ी कर दे, इधर से काट लेते हैं।
Warm up.
हाँ गाड़ी नहीं, इधर मत बैठो। अल्लाह के बंदे अपनी गाड़ी ले लो।
Watch
ओपन में
out.
कोई भी नहीं। हाँ ये सारे अंदर बैठ।
Marked a vehicle.
सब कुछ पता मालूम करो, किधर बैठे किधर नहीं बैठे।
Let's go.
ये जोन की माँ की आंख, ये बड़ी फिर से जोन इधर बंदे थे नहीं।
Watch out.
पीछे से पड़ रही है, गाड़ी किधर भाग रही है यार। रिवाइव हो शुरू हो गए।
Enemies ahead.
इधर स्मोक भी नहीं, सारे स्मोक जाया कर दिए थे। चलिए बस सही,
Komunikis. Sunt plus
बस
score.
सही रवानी किस भाई सिंह बस फुल पसंद की रवानी जो स्टार्ट का टिमक जाको
ना sunt point 500 point.
या पता लास्ट पे टोटल से का 2000 प्लस सिंह सुनिए वो
1021.
1500 तमन 1500 500 आई के ना 500 आया 1000 लेजेंड
Tawali
स्टार्ट का नहीं 1500 इन 1000 इन तो ख्याल 1000 प्लस
It is showtime.
इधर हम इधर उतरेंगे ये जगह लूट कब्जा करेंगे, इधर लूट करेंगे। चाहिए मार्क देखो बंदे इधर खुद आएंगे। नंबर 4 अभी हमारे साथ आओ। ना गुशा गुशा ما تدل بينركني انتوا بينركني ما دنركي
انا بسك جون
بدنا ما
اسرع
اجي قالوا
سمعت
كسو
توازن
كاسبي
اكل
غير كي كوبلا زسكو ना انت कसले बिना बेंदा तू कसले ना बेंदा पुलिस
بيتولي انا ده كنت ساتي بلوت قاعد اشترك بلوت كان نقول شد لسه تم على ذا
Watch out!
خلاص انتوا بدا سر او يا कसले كسبن إذا كان جي تقريبا قاعد فاير جن أنا كي تشاس لو كنت تبغى مثلا تزيد السينا قاعد لو قاعد أنا غلطوا كنا لسه
بارا خير
كنا لسه
ما
من
كانت
كده
ريكس
فورين
ردوش انا ندري شو 6
I need a
انا
scope.
اوري اوردر ريكويل نكا بكواس مم البته بي سي وتن البا
أنا ما خاف
गाड़ी
وكل
का
كاس
ها
تكسر اللايف بس وقت كورا كويس شو في اللايف بلاير عنده لايف كسنين جنا ده لازم أسمع سياسة شو بس تدل لوت كان
Get in the car.
नंबर 4 ब्रो पीछे आप नंबर 3 की साइड से जाओ दोनों साथ साथ रहो ताकि रिवाइव का बंदा तो ना आप उधर जाओ हमारे
दिन चो
ناقدين جالسين أسمع سموك تطلعون عن دور كيسية كسموك زوري
يارا سكارل انفورس خسكارل بخر سرا
تسخاري لي فوق خواجي كزود زوت خواجي كي خاصة فردوش كي انفور اتيتيود نر بعدش يفان لو كي أوكان ताकि वो ख्वार हो जाए क्रेडिट तो रखो जान का 6 के
आग आगे تصور ريكول شوري تسكاي डांस شوري كاي
मुल्ला जुट कंट्रोल के मुल्ला बना फोन मुल्ला شو ده عليك क्यों नहीं सर
पे खाली स्कोप
तुम सतर है
सामान
जिसकी
बस
तो ये एमपी गोली इसकी जेर खास का तफा गोली लेकिन तो ये वाला में रोबो के जो 400 गोली ممكن तो एमपी गोली जगह तो एमपी गोली ना नहीं बिल्कुल कोई एमपी में और का
يارا كوبيز قلت الشام تشكي زوري هلمت
नंबर
مكان
4 اسمع que brilho que passei que foi اسمع que send leg full dish bridge की send bridge से गए पसंद है फिर इस पर रखो नंबर 3 bridge पे कब्जा करो इधर आओ bridge पे आओ सारे bridge पे आओ
Okay.
सारे bridge पे आओ निकलो बस जितनी लूटे बस उतनी काफी है हमारे पास बस गाड़ी इधर गाड़ी में आगे करता हूँ गाड़ी आगे करता आप स्लो
Form up. I got supplies.
इधर
Watch
ब्रिज
out.
के साथ सेफ है गाड़ी फुल सेफ है टेंशन ना लो
Watch out.
को दिख जाएंगे अगर ये से जो इधर से आएंगे ना नहीं आएंगे पहले टेंशन ना लो
Marked a location.
ऐसे में से ना बैठो बस कैंपिंग सही डर नहीं बस इधर
यार नंबर 3 है
Watch
किधर है
Form up. Watch out!
टेंशन ना लो वेट करो
Awesome.
बचाने की कोशिश करो आसिम नंबर 3 को पहले रिवाइव करो
आसमान सर रिवाइव दूं क्या रिवाइव दूं मुझे पूरा
Form up.
इसमें
बस मैं आ रहा हूं नंबर 3 वेट कर क्या यार ये तो उल्टा हम पे प्रैंक हो गया
नंबर 3 की तरह
वो गाड़ी में जा रहा है गाड़ी वाले पकड़ो आसिम वो गाड़ी में निकल रहा है वो गाड़ी के साथ है वो नेट करो ना
हमें
नंबर 4